Here are my top 5 Instagram artists right now. Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I create videos on my art and I tell you my tips and tricks as a professional artist. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So, a lot of you ask me, how do I draw like a pro? And in many of my videos, I've been telling you to draw like a pro, learn from the pros. And I constantly ask people to follow Instagram accounts, copy their work, and learn from it. But when I mean professional artists, I mean people who work at Disney, Netflix, Warner Bros. You get the idea. Pretty recently, I made a video about how I improved my artwork by drawing daily. These are some of the Instagram accounts that was very useful for me to learn off of and get better at drawing. So let's get started. First up, the Instagram account I've been following for a while is Gabriel Soares. He's a concept artist and 3D modeler at Warner Bros. So he does 3 main things in his account. The first thing is he shares his experience through posts like these where he teaches us about light and shadow, how he uses light to paint his subjects, and he also gives his process of his work, how he starts from sketching. If you have followed my Instagram account, you would know these are some of the process I follow too. So his account was very useful for me to learn seeing these posts. And the second thing he posts are 3D models that he creates. Like he's mentioned in his bio, he's a concept artist and 3D modeler. And the third thing is he creates these colorful scenes. His understanding and use of color is incredibly good. And in some of the posts, he teaches how he composes the scene and the types of colors he chooses to finish it. I really love this image. Not only he's conveyed the peaceful nature of where he's standing, but his choice of colors are incredible. Let's zoom in here a bit. You can see he's not afraid to use colors in a very bold way. Like you can see on his skin, he's not afraid to use very bold orange colors. And for the shadows, most of us use darkened version of the skin, but he just goes with blue. That's one of the tricks that I learned watching his posts to make my artwork vibrant and interesting. So I would definitely recommend checking out his Instagram account. And oh yeah, he was one of the artists who worked on the movie Klaus. And he was in charge of color, I believe. And if you haven't checked out my video on how I react to the making of the Klaus movie, you know I'm a big fan of the animation style of that movie. And after seeing his posts on Klaus, I was blown away on how well he uses colors. So yeah, his account is one of the ones I would definitely check out. Up next is Konietzko. If you don't know who he is, he's the co-creator of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, the original series. So he and Mike DiMartino was the ones who came up with the concept of this amazing series. So the reason I want you guys to check out his account is every so often he posts such gem of a post. One of the things that I love about his artwork is he doesn't rely on any digital techniques to draw the effects on his artwork. Let's see this post as an example. Here you can see Zuko firebending. Most of us would go with drawing all of these effects on fire, this blazing background, digitally give glow effects, blur effects, things like that. But how he approaches is just simply giving directions to all the fire, and the way he does is incredible. I've been trying to replicate his work and it's been really difficult. So by now you know how well he does his work. And not only does he post such works, he also posts video of how he creates them. So it's really interesting to see how he creates his work, and I would definitely recommend you to check out his work. He's a co-creator of one of the most popular shows in cartoon history, and he's got only 106,000 followers. So all of his artwork, his pose, his shading, the way he approaches his art is completely out of this world. So I would definitely checking out his account. Every now and then he also posts such personal photos, but every now and then he uploads posts like this, which got him the green light from Nickelodeon to create the show. Like you can see here, another super early concept, this one from April 2002. Wow. Yeah, like I said before, I would definitely recommend checking out his account. So next up is retz. He's the art director of DreamWorks, and he's also worked with Disney and Sony. Sony as in he worked on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So mini art director, what does he do? So what he does is he creates scenes that convey the emotion, the type of colors that needs to be used, the angles, the values, the focus. Any decision that needs to be done visually is something that goes through him. So currently he's working on the Scoob movie. Like you can see his post over here. Look at his colors. His colors are incredibly good. His compositions, his light and shadow techniques are incredibly amazing. So in this post you can see the ground is made of sand over here. So most of us, what we do is when we paint the shadows, we just go with a darker version of the sand. But one of the main tricks that I learned from these professionals is shadows needs to be cool colored, and if you check out this, he's used blue over here to convey the shadow beneath Scoob. So he makes these rough digital sketches which are so good. The composition, the color he uses, I could spend hours together just looking at his posts, learning from it. And not only that, he also posts his tutorial videos on Gumroad. They're really cheap. It's only $5. So to think that you can spend $5 learning from such a professional, that's an amazing bargain. And his is one of the profiles I definitely ask you to check out. So next up is Derek Laufman. So he's a comic artist and he has a comic series called The Ruin World. So it's an officially published comic. You can check it out in Comixology. So his style of artwork is completely comic style. So pretty recently he released a book called The Bot 9. So that's his most recent comic. What I love about his work, his character design. For example, let's look at this post. Here you can see a character design and a bunch of other character designs operating this character. So the complexity, the choice of colors he uses, his line work. One of the most impressive things about his page is definitely how he uses his line work and his inks. It's amazing. He often uploads posts like these which show his process of creating a character. They're really interesting and you can learn a lot from them. So if you're into character design, if you want to learn the process, I would definitely recommend checking out his profile. So he uploads posts on character design and how to draw a scene. So next up is Mitch Leeuwe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. Anyway, his posts are all about tutorials and he teaches his process of creating artworks, and he's one of the artists who uploads daily. And not only does he uploads every day, he also uploads a bunch of them. Example, look at his post. He doesn't just upload one artwork. Every post he uploads has about 5 to 10 drawings in each post, and each of them are so unique and you can learn a lot from them. So if you see his post, the two types of posts he uploads are sketches on his sketchbook and tutorials explaining his process of how he comes up with drawings like these. Yeah, if you're a beginner artist and if you're wanting to learn, his page is one of the pages you should definitely check out. He also has Gumroad where he teaches his process of creating his artwork. Yeah, his account is one of the ones I would definitely ask you to check out. So these are the 5 accounts that I check out on a regular basis to learn off of. I hope you guys check it out and learn from these artists and improve your artwork. And one other Instagram post I'd like you to check out is mine, a shameless plug. So the type of posts that I upload are my personal artwork, where I upload my finished pieces of work. And the second type of post that I upload is tutorials. I explain my digital painting process and in general art related tutorials. And the third kind of posts are comic, which are based on my life. So these are some of the pages that I looked into creating my own character. So if you've been following my Instagram, you know I'm working on creating a course of how I created my own character. So if that's something you're interested in, follow my Instagram page. I hope you check out these Instagram pages and learn off of them. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.